There's good and there's bad, happy and sad, but life there's good and there's bad, happy and sad, but life is what you make it. Now there's real and there's fake, there's give and there's take, but life is what you make it. Now you can arrive on time, or you can always be late. You can get in on the finish, or just get the gate. You can be optimistic, or just sing the blues. Happiness goes to winners. You get the blues when you lose. There's smiles and frowns and ups and downs, but life is what you make it. And if this old world extends its hand like a friend, jump right out and take it. Now, life is full of good things, silk, satin, and lace. But if you want to be a winner, you gotta be in the race. So life is what you make it. And if you can't make it, well, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shout down in May. But I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back up on top in June. Let me tell you that's life. Funny as it may seem, but some people get their kicks stomping on your dream. But I don't let it get me down, 'cause this fine old world keeps spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, and I've learned one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, well, I pick myself up, I pick myself up, I pick myself up and get back in the race of life. I can't deny it, I've quit many times, but this heart just won't buy it. And if there's nothing shaking come this July, I'll get on a big bird and I'll fly, because I know life is full of good things, silk, satin, and lace. And if you want to be a winner, get your ass back in the race, 'cause life is what you make it. And if you can't make it, well, that's life. Listen when Dawn told the song now. That's life, as long as you make it. That's life. Just keep walking down that road ahead. That's life.
Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of Richard Skipper Celebrates. Who or what are you celebrating today? That is the incredible Linda Miranda. And on Saturday night, you can all see her live at Don't Tell Mama. And I'm going to bring her on just to kick the show off. What a great way to start today's show, Linda. Life is what you make it.
There you go.
So I want to begin by asking you, who or what are you celebrating today? As I just said, you do have a show this weekend.
Yes.
You're going to be at Don't Tell Mama, and here you are.
There I am.
Perfectly imperfect. And that's my motto. And I'm looking forward to seeing your show, hopefully, soon.
Thank you. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I know you're a busy guy. So.
Yeah, well, I try. God knows I do. So who or what are you celebrating today?
Well, today, particularly, and after listening to that song, I think you and I saw each other and you heard me sing that down at the Signasium Gala. And at the time, it was 2 days after my wife had passed away. And she always said that. She always said, it's just life, baby. And she had a lot of reasons to say it and just stay in this wonderful state of openness and living life. So I've been celebrating her ever since, and I will continue to do that. And on Saturday night, we're going to do that with music too, because she's woven into this show. Because this is my 4th time doing the show. But she's woven into the fabric of it like she was woven into our lives. So she was a very positive person. So that's what I'm celebrating today. And that today it was nice and warm in New York City and the sun melted.
Yes. I want to say you're such an inspiration to me. I remember you mentioning that the night of the Signasium Gala. And, just the tenacity of you showing up and going on. Where does that come from for you?
Well, I have to say that it came from her because she had died, and I had that night, actually, I was supposed to be doing that. She passed Susie Mosier's lineup, and then was doing that Signasium, and then I was doing my show, and she begged me not to cancel it because she's always been my biggest fan. I hadn't done a show in many years, and she was one of the reasons why I started singing again. So, and doing shows. And so I think I was compelled. I so wanted to sing that. I so wanted to sing that for her. So that was my big motivator. And, we all have, nobody, gets this far without lots of people in their lives. And, I could think of my grandma and my mom. They're both great, beautiful voices. My mom's still alive, 92. I think she's watching. She's still singing too. And making pasta and cookies. But I feel like I come from a long line of women, strong women.
Well, it's very interesting. Yesterday, I lost a very dear close friend of mine, Sandra Lee, who was the original Tiger Lily in Peter Pan. And she was also Minnie Fay in Hello, Dolly. Yeah. And she was 97.
Yeah.
I look at the body of worth, as I like to refer to it, of what she brought in those 97 years on this planet. What do you think is the greatest life lesson that you got from your wife? And we also get life lessons from their passing. My mom 2 years ago next week. Yeah. And so there's a lot that you learn through that process as well. What do you think are the greatest life lessons that you received from your wife?
I think the biggest one probably is I'm Italian, so I tend to worry. And through it all, after day 2 of her very short illness, I realized, I always go to the worst place sometimes, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And, it doesn't do any good at all, because whatever is going to happen, we are going to be as prepared as if we worried about it for a year. So I think that is what I've learned from that whole experience of losing her and everything. And what she says, these are just life things and they happen. My mom always says, these are things that happen to the living, whenever there's a problem. And that appreciation for where we are, gratitude and acceptance. I've always tried to, I think it'll get you through anything. Those 2 things, if you can have gratitude and acceptance, it can get you through anything. And I'm working on that.
Well, we all are. Congratulations on that. And God bless you. I put together some questions based on my readings and my research and just things that I'm reading throughout the week that pop into my head. And I'm going to ask you this question, and then you're going to help me bring on our next guest.
All right.
The question is, what benefit do you think that people will get from attending your show on Saturday night?
Well, I hope that I've been singing since I was a kid, and I learned that if you are feeling, if you are present, if you are in the song, then people will be too, and they will get something. They may not get what you're intending, what you're feeling, but they will have an experience of some kind, whether it's laughing, crying, feeling warm, feeling happy, even feeling sad. And that's why we do this, and that's why we listen to music, is for those feelings. And so, yeah, that's what I would say, is being in it, and trust that.
That's wonderful.
And there's a lot of different things, a lot of different feelings in this show. So
that's great. Well, we're going to bring on our next guest.
Okay.
Pull a number 1 through 4, and I will click on the number, and we'll see who that is.
Oh my goodness, 3.
3, and she is a Bistro Award winner, and she has a show on March 1st called Good Stuff, and she happens to be one of my favorite people and one of my dear friends. Deborah Stone, welcome to the show. And
thank you.
So, Deborah, you can talk about anything that Linda and I were just talking about, or you can take us down a completely different path.
Well, you don't want me to take you down another path. No, I totally identify with what Linda was saying about why people go to a show and what it's our job to give them. Our job is to give them themselves, to be present in our work and evince the feelings that they connect with when at our show. So yeah, I'm and if you're going to ask me what I'm celebrating today, I've been pulling my hair out. Can you see? Pulling my hair out, trying to figure out what to say. And I'm celebrating the fact that I'm doing this show with Sean. This is going to be the second time we're doing it. This particular just duet show, just the two of us. I am so thrilled to be doing it again. I know we're always so thrilled about doing our show, but this is so different. And I guess I'm celebrating the fact that even at this advanced age, I'm doing new things as far as music.
That's wonderful. Well, as it says on the bottom of the screen, you are getting a Bistro Award.
Yes. Well, let me clarify. I and my 3 other musicians are recipients of a Bistro Award for outstanding collaboration for string theory. So that's myself, Sean Harkness, Tom Hubbard, and Daryl Kojak, and of course Lena Katrakis as the director. I'm so moved, because it's one thing to get an award. Oh, you're a great singer. Oh, that was a great show. But this was accepted for what exactly it was. We worked on the show for like a year and a half together, putting it together with no musical director except us. And we discovered it as we went. And so to be acknowledged for being an outstanding collaboration is just thrilling.
That's great. I remember when I won my Bistro Award in 1998, long before you were born, in the cabaret. And in those days, I don't know if it's still the same way, you get a phone call from Sherry Eaker telling you that you've won. When, where, and how did that happen for you?
We got emails, and we were told to not say anything at all until the official announcement went out. So that's what we had to do. And we saw the other recipients of the awards. And so we were pretty much excited. And I was pleased. I've never won an award for performance ever.
Really?
Never won. It was, I just never, it was never a competition. Not that this is. I really feel that from what I gather, the Bistros is not you win. You are a recipient of recognition. And that I hold to high regard, rather than, oh, you won for best this or for best that. It just seems to be far more gratifying to have received this.
Say, not to take anything away from the MAC Awards, which are wonderful themselves. I have a few myself. But to win the Bistro Award, it's a team. You're not competing.
Yes.
You can ask anyone to vote for you for this award. And a lot of people are doing that now, as the initial ballot is now closed. So it's a matter of days, I guess, before we find out. But what is that experience like for you, to know that scepter tapped on your shoulder this year?
It feels great. Come on. You know, we stay in our lane, as you know, and as you have frequently advised. We do the work and we get the joy, and to be acknowledged it's a wonderful thing.
Well, you
It's
certainly
terrific.
deserve it. You know that.
Thank you.
I remember the first time I saw you at the salon, and I said, you got to do a show. And look, so here you are. So Deborah, the question that I want to ask you is, do you feel that you're, especially in what's going on in the world right now, not that we want to go there, but do you feel that you give your audiences an escape from the challenges that they are experiencing in their own lives?
I certainly hope so. I mean, when I think you'd both agree, when we are on stage in our stuff, we don't think about anything else. Even I remember as a dancer, it's an observation I made. When I'm dancing, I am totally in it. When you're on stage doing what you do, you are totally in it, and everything else goes aside. So I'm hoping that that happens to the audience as well.
Absolutely. Well, you're going to bring on our next guest, and you're in the Monty Hall seat today.
Oh,
so
golly.
Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3?
Oh, door number 2.
And he is an honest-to-God prince. This is Prince Fleet Easton, who I was just with a few weeks ago.
Yes, it was absolutely awesome. You were wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. And, you know, I love doing the show. I loved the entire week was incredible. And I'm not rubbing this in anyone's faces, but we were in balmy Palm Springs while New York was dealing with its disastrously cold weather. But the highlight for me was our last night in Palm Springs, where a group of us got together and shared stories and just laughed and laughed and laughed. And
you know what? It's even balmier now. We're in the 90s.
Oh.
This is early for this type of weather. It's very, very warm.
So, Fleet, I want to ask you,
Sure.
You can talk about anything that Linda and Deborah and I just spoke about, or you can take us down your own path.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you so much for introducing me to Broadway Barbara. Oh my God, that was a highlight. I want to tell you, as I said that night, I said, I have worked with some really big stars in the movie industry, but I was more excited meeting her. And I was jumping out of my skin. I was like, oh my God, because I've been watching her since COVID when she's been doing her shows on Facebook and all her little clips. And I always kept thinking, oh God, I want to meet her. I want to meet her. And I never was able to get to one of her shows. And then when you said, oh, Broadway Barbara's over there, and I turned around and looked, and of course she was out of character. And it was like I was blown away because I would have never known it was her. And I was really fascinated by asking her how she created this character, because it is so 180 degrees different than who she is in real life. So I just want to thank you for that. That was absolutely besides seeing you, that was the highlight.
Well, for those of you who are watching, and Linda and Deborah, if you don't know who Broadway Barbara is, look her up, because she is a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook sensation, and she is one of the funniest people I have ever seen on stage. And she's created this persona as an aging Fosse type of a dancer. Just very, very, very funny. So, Fleet, you've become such an integral part of Palm Springs.
Yes.
You even have your own star on the Palm Springs. When I walk past your star with my bottle of Windex,
I was going to say, did you clean it?
I make sure that it's cleaned and everything. What was that experience like for you? I mean, we're talking about Deborah getting the Bistro Award. For you to have your own star on the Palm Springs Walk of Fame.
Well, it was an absolutely fantastic honor because it's a very exclusive club. My star is star 409. They've been giving the stars out for probably now close to 40 years. So I my little section, and you see all the people I'm with is people that we all know. And I have Carol Channing as my next door neighbor. I have Jane Wyman. I have Bella DeBall. I have, all these people in my section are people that I've known. And I was very honored. Even Andrew Niedermeyer, who wrote Toys in the Attic. And we're right against each other. We're right side by side. It was, it wasn't something when I first moved here that I really thought about. And then as time went on, it was like, I want to be a part of that club. But you get a star because of what you contributed to the city. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can be a famous actor and get a star, but then there's also the Golden Palm star, and that's what I have. And it's for all I've donated my time and talent for hundreds of charity events, raising money for everything in this valley you can imagine. And one of my most precious ones is because I love four-legged children. At one time I shared with that, I had 40 dogs and cats, 2 pygmy goats, 20 chickens, 20 rabbits, 167 parakeets, 3 parrots, 3 cockatiels, and a cockatoo.
And that's how you get a star, folks.
What I'm saying is because of showing how much I love four-legged children and fur babies. One of my most honored thing is I participated in 4 fundraisers, and one of them, somebody donated $167,000 anonymously in cash in an envelope to help build the Palm Springs Animal No-Kill Shelter. So that's one of my favorites of, all. And I'll go in there periodically. And if I see a volunteer that I've never met, I always say, okay, show me what my money bought, They have no idea who I am, but I go in there. I love to go in and see the kids.
Well, Fleet, you're going to help us bring on our next guest. But before we do, my question for you is, what has surprised you the most about the work that you're now creating? I mean, if you look back, there's a Facebook challenge going on right now where people are posting their headshot from 10 years ago.
Okay.
So if you look back over the past 10 years and what you've accomplished since then, what surprises you the most?
That I still look damn good.
Well, I would agree with that.
I'm defying gravity. For those who are back in that time, I have a portrait in my closet. It's doing the aging, but I'm not. Yeah. What has that I've been able to accomplish all that I have on a global level? When I was younger, I kept saying, I want to be global. I want to be global. Well, guess what? I am global now. And sometimes it just amazes me because I'll do a show like this in another country and they'll say, do you know how known you are here or how famous? I have no idea. So, I'm just living my life here, but I have no idea. It's like putting a drop of water in the ocean and the ripples go out and you have no idea where those ripples are going to or who they're touching.
That's absolutely true.
And I want to just run real quick about, all the humanitarian work I do throughout the world and stuff. And I'm just very honored to be a part of that. And I want to honor Queen Ambassador Robbie Motter, who opened a door for me to be part of all that and part of the royal community.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, you're going to bring on our next guest. So
okay.
Door 1 or door number 2?
Door number 7.
I wish I had that many more people on the show.
Okay. So, you said door number 1?
Door number 1 or door number 2?
Door number 1.
Okay. Well, he is making his Richard Skipper Celebrates debut today. And he is going to be at Don't Tell Mama as well with his show, I Want the World. And I can't think of a better person who deserves to have the world. Here he is.
Wow. Thank you so much, Richard, Linda, Deborah, Prince Fleet. Wow, I'm so happy to be here.
So,
and congratulations again.
Well, thank you.
Well, congratulations on the show. And you've been very busy yourself.
I have. That's right. Through the past few weeks, I've been in and producing a take on the importance of being earnest called The Importance of Being Gay. It was at the Producers Club, which is 2 blocks south of Don't Tell Mama. Our run has ended, but we had a really fun time, really smart and talented people. And I'm more familiar with plays than I am with cabaret. I only found out about this art form really a few years ago. I wish I found out about it 15 years ago. But I love the flexibility. I love that you can bring all sorts of stuff. And it's not just the jazz standards. It's not just Frank Sinatra. It's not just Broadway. It's everything. Mm-hmm. And my show has a little bit of everything. I got 3 centuries of music in there. I got some, hold on, got a big book of Gilbert Sullivan and some stuff from the internets. So that's how eclectic I'm going.
And you've got an amazing director.
Yeah, Mike and Yaz. They were kind of my route in because I knew about the 92nd Street Y. I knew they had a music school. And I knew they taught cabaret. I was like, oh, what's this cabaret thing? I signed up for a class. I did one of their shows. And then I did 3 more. And I said, okay, I'm ready for a solo show. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. And that's what we've been working on for the past few months.
So, I mean, now that you've stepped into these waters, I mean, you're not there yet. You're right on the brink. What have you learned about yourself through this art form? That's, I remember, because I started out as an actor myself, that after doing cabaret for many, many years, I got cast to play Evelyn Oakley in Anything Goes. And I remember my first rehearsal, I am in the stateroom with Reno Sweeney singing Let's Misbehave. And my director said, that's incredible. But you're alone with this woman. You're not performing in a cabaret room. And I had to relearn, again, going back to those steps. Obviously, the thing that I love most about cabaret is that the fourth wall is gone completely. Is that an easy thing for you, or is that difficult?
Oh, that's great. I hate the fourth wall, I'll be honest with you. I think it was a product of the 19th century, Richard Wagner. And, well, we all know what he did and he said. And that was the 19th century. We're in the 21st now. What that means is there's no fourth wall in film. That's what internet media does. Let's bring that to theatrical forms, too. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's a bit too heady, but I believe in it quite strongly.
Well, we're going to bring on our next guest, but before we do, she's waiting patiently in the wings. She's the only one on the show today who's not an entertainer, and yet she entertains so many. And I'll explain that in a minute. When was the last time that someone told you that you were doing a really great job and you believed them?
Oh, man. And I believe them. That's the hard part. I'm going to say when I re-met my 9th grade history teacher, when we visited my old school, because he had no incentive to say that. And obviously hearing it from family and friends, that's great. But hearing it from an old teacher really meant a lot.
That's great. Well, as I said, our next guest, she entertains. She is an incredible children's author. And her latest book just landed today. It's called The Town of Nonsense. And here she is, the one and only Ruthie Darling, who I love, love, love. And I got to spend time with in Palm Springs as well.
Hi, Richard.
Hello, Ruthie.
Oh, you know what? Thank you for having me on and celebrating the Town of Nonsense. I said, you know what? Is this always been the Town of Nonsense? And also, you're going to ask me what I'm celebrating.
Yes.
I'm celebrating the delivery of this book, which is my 11th book. And I'm also celebrating almost a year of your having asked me to come on, and I didn't answer your phone call. So I celebrate every day.
But you were on the show during COVID. We did an entire show. Ruthie is a school teacher, former school teacher, who is the queen of rhyme. I mean, she's got these rhymes that are constantly running through her head. Ruthie, what does it feel like now? I mentioned going back from that first book to now your 11th book.
You know, I started writing 45 years ago, and I never thought that I would get to this point. I'm sorry that I didn't have these out sooner. The first book, The Whole Story, came out in 2009, and I didn't even refer to myself as a children's author, but
They're coming, Ruthie.
That's okay. They're coming to get you,
No.
Richard.
I always, when I hear a siren, I just say a silent prayer that they're going to get where they need to go in the right time.
Right.
And that there are no casualties.
Anyway, it's just evolved. And I was talking to a friend yesterday who has pitch perfect hearing. He's a composer. I told you about him. At any rate, I said, I've developed pitch perfect hearing with my stories, because when I read what I've written out loud, if there's a glitch, I hear it. And it's like sharpening a knife. And you know what? And you've seen this on my Facebook page. I love what I do. I do what I love. I thrive on it. And my motto, and I live by this, is empowering children and adults through the wonderful world of children's literature. And it took me over 9 years to complete that sentence.
Well, I don't know about Linda, Deborah, Fleet, and David, but when my head hits the pillow at night, my show is running through my head constantly. Does it happen with all of you as well? And it's very difficult for me to shut off. I mean, you're constantly, 11 books. I mean, what do you do to shut your brain off?
You know what? If I had this running through my head constantly, I'd have burnout. I don't. I'm able to shut it off. My illustrator, who is fabulous, is working on my 12th book. It's time for you to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
But I have to say, before I forget to say this, my dear Prince Fleet Easton is the one. I was talking to him on the phone one day, and I said, you're the Prince of Palm Springs. Can I be the Princess of Palm Springs? He said, no, that's too local for you. He says, you're just the Princess of Rhymes. Thank you.
Wow.
That's how I got the name. And you know what? I couldn't even use it right away. I had to adjust to it.
And I gave you a proclamation, a signed proclamation.
Yes, he did.
I'm going to ask you, Ruthie, the same question that I asked for David. And then I'm going to round and I'm going to ask all of you a simple question. But Ruthie, when was the last time that someone said, wow, you're doing such a great job? And
just this morning.
This morning?
Yeah, somebody said on my Facebook page when I put up the notice that the book had arrived, that the delivery had arrived, she said, wow, she said, you're amazing. But the ones that I really focus on, not that I don't focus on anybody, because I do, but the people sitting and watching me on your show, okay, and it's so nice to meet all of you, is these books are for all ages. And the yardstick for me is children, because children tell the unvarnished, unfiltered truth. And when they say that they want these books read every night, or they won't go to sleep unless the book is on the pillow, you know what? It sounds really, I sound like a Pollyanna do-good or something, but it's not. It just puts a smile on my face to know that this love is, and these positive messages are going where they need to go.
May I ask Ruthie a question?
Sure.
Ruthie, where are you from? I totally love your accent. Where are you from originally?
Oh, thank you.
Chicago?
I was born in New York. Richard knows my story.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin when I was 8.
Wisconsin. There you go. Wisconsin.
I went to school in Florida at the University of Miami. And then from there, I lived in Chicago for more than half my life. I thought I sounded like I had marbles in my mouth.
Chicago. It's got to be the Wisconsin and then the Chicago. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
So a question that I want to ask each of you, and I'm going to start with you, David. When you're good at what you do, your work somehow defines you on some level, but you also define your work. So, David, how do you shut off when everything is all-consuming? Especially, I know what the process is like leading up to March 12th for you with your next show. how do you basically pull away from everything?
I guess I go into other art forms. I'm a bit of a gamer. That comes up in the show. I go to see other people's shows, films, read, because everyone's doing different things and everyone influences each other with everything all the time, if that works or counts.
That absolutely counts. Linda, same question.
Vodka. No, I had to quit that, so it just gets a little complicated. I am a meditator, you know, so that helps, and visualizations and things like that. And I just think, you know, I also like to draw, and I love to. I'm also a chef, so I have lots of other creative outlets that I like to twinkle about in. So
That's great.
And you know, I don't know if you know this, but I have a business called Il Chiostro, and we take art workshops to Italy, including singing with Signasium and Lenny and other art forms. So that keeps me pretty busy.
That's wonderful. Ruthie, same question.
I just, you know, what I do, if anybody has seen my book, looks like it's been done in 5 minutes. And it is the writing is easy. And I've spent thousands of hours, not on the writing as much as including getting these things together. I don't like micromanaging. And that's exactly what I have to do with this. I tried getting into the publishers, didn't work. So I am self-published, and that's fine with me. I'm, like I said, my books are going to the places that they're meant to go to. And you know what? It takes up a tremendous amount of my time.
That's great. Fleet, with all that you have going on in your life, is there such thing as a typical day or not? And if there is such thing as a typical day, what does that consist of?
Going to the gym, doing yoga, lifting weights. I'm very obsessed with my health, and I take a lot of supplements. But I was going to add to the your other previous question. I just wanted to inject that it's funny. I don't think about it before. My thing is afterwards, it's hard for me to shut down. I mean, it's very hard for me to shut down. It takes me hours to shut down. And I usually come home and I take a sleeping pill or a valerian root or something, because I can't shut down, because I do a 2-hour show, high energy for 2 hours. Wow. So my thing is on the opposite end. I never think about what I'm going to do. It's kind of organic. I just let it happen. I kind of have a little idea, blueprint, but then I just let it, whatever happens, and it's what it's meant to be.
Well, Deborah, how do you shut down after a performance?
Oh, okay. That question. Generally, somebody hands me a glass of Prosecco. But it's a mixed feeling, because, I'm sure we all experience this. It's what now, that feeling of gratification, but emptiness. It's done. And you kind of go, because it's ephemeral. You can't hold on to it unless you videotaped it, and then you can revisit it. But I want to go back to the other question of how do you stop this, when you're trying to go to sleep? Mm-hmm. If I have a particular thing that's bugging me, that I just get up and do it, because I'm going to be lying there with it going around. Oh, I need to do this, need to do that. What about this? And if it's keeping me awake, I just get up and get it done, or write it down, because also the occasional Tylenol PM helps.
That's good.
or sleepy time tea. But no, it's very hard. Our minds are very busy. And as soon as when you sleep, you live in your head. And when you're lying there, all the stuff keeps going around in your head, and you either have to get up and deal with it, or just annihilate yourself so you can go to sleep.
That's a great way to look at it, because it's not going to go away until you deal with it.
Yeah.
That's great. Linda, I'm going to come back to you, and I'm going to start with you with this question. And what do you think your audiences would like to know more about when it comes to the work that you do?
Ooh, I don't know. Because I'm pretty right out there. And in most of the shows that I do, I bring in a lot of my life. I've had a lot of different beats in my life. I lived in Italy. I sang there for many years. And then I came back to New York and I became a chef. And then I didn't know how to sing anymore. Like, it was so far away from me. I didn't know who I was also. Because I has always been, oh, that's Linda, the singer, even with my family. And so I went through a little bit of a crisis. And then I started this business, Il Chiostro, with my business partner, Michael Mele. And then I came back into cabaret, studied with Helen Baldassare and Bobby Pico. And then I left it for a while, and now I'm back doing it. So that about covers everything in my life. So there's been a lot of things, and I like to talk about those things because they were very interesting times, each and every one of them. So,
Deborah, what do you think that audiences would be the most surprised about when it comes to your life outside of the spotlight?
It's none of their business.
Good for you.
There's just so much. There's just, a fine line between sharing and overindulging. What do they want to know? They should ask me. I don't know what they want to know. I'm sorry. I in my previous shows, there are parts of me that come out in little stories and, things because it's all valuable. But I don't know. You'd have to ask them what they want to know.
Well, Fleet, let me ask you. I mean, with the shows that you do, it's all. I know Deborah's team, for example. I know her musical director. I know her director, and I know the other musicians that she shares a stage with. When it comes to your collaborative process, what do you think the balances are between what you bring to the table and what your collaborative team brings to the table?
Well, I'm kind of a solo. If I'm working with orchestra or something like that, but most of the time I'm working with professionally made backing tracks that I use for my shows. That I use that because it's more convenient out here, and I always say they're never late, they never make a mistake, and I never have to pay them. But that's that's my story.
But you paid through the nose to get those tracks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know that for a fact. David, what do you desire that audiences will remember about you after they see your next show?
About me?
Yes.
Probably someone who feels as well as thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's right to the point.
I mean, I could go deeper because, it's a lot of words, I'm trying to balance. Think about wanting the world, and that's how I was like, oh yeah, and it's behind me, and there's a lot there, and it's not just about let me look at all the colors and shapes. It's more if connection goes at all scales.
Mm-hmm.
Internal, external, small, big. But maybe this is all too heady. Sorry.
This is your therapy session for the day. So Ruthie, with your latest book, did you feel that you made, I've got so many thoughts going through my head with this. Carol Channing once said that writing is the loneliest profession because when she wrote her memoirs, you put that on paper. And Linda, Deborah, Fleet, David, myself, we have a unique reaction from an audience in real time. As a writer, you don't have that. So once you put that out into the world, where does the gratification come for you after the book is finished?
I get very excited when I get a book, when I get the proof of the book. And again, if I did this, if I lived with this constantly, I'd be burned out. My satisfaction comes from seeing or being, sent messages about, we love this. So-and-so won't go to bed at night unless I read her all of your books. He won't go to bed unless the book is under the pillow. And like I said, children are my yardstick. They tell the truth. And you know what? It thrills me to see, and these have, not only have they gone from preborn to 100, she's no longer alive, may she rest in peace, but it warms my heart and soul to know that I have brought joy into so many different forms, so many different beings, anywhere from developmentally disabled, sorry about that, to mathematicians, art teachers, you name it. I mean, one person, my physical therapist, went over to England. He's English, and he went over there to celebrate his mother's birthday, and he brought her a book. And he said she loved it. And you know what? It fills my heart with joy. I know I probably sound like a weirdo, but
No,
it makes me happy. And you know what? This is a God-given gift. I know I've said this to you before. And where I'm at and have been for quite a while is I'm just the messenger getting this out. And my challenge from God is get it out, spread the love and the positivity and the joy. And that just it just thrills me to no end.
That's amazing. And that's a lesson for all of us with work we do. Deborah, with your next appearance also, what are you hoping that audiences are going to come away with your show with Sean?
Oh, golly. I just hope they're going to enjoy it. I mean, I hope they're going to totally groove on our connection, because we have a very strong and deep connection musically, and we've become good friends. I hope that comes across, and I think it will.
They will. I know that for a fact.
Thanks.
Fleet,
Yes.
do you feel that, right now, this is a heavy one, with the world that we're living in, there are a lot of artists who feel that they have a message that needs to be put out there. And then there are some that feel, I want to give the audience a total escape from what's going on out there.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you stand in terms of where we currently are in the world?
Escape, as you said, I'm giving them 2 hours of escapism to not think about anything but have fun and enjoy what we're doing, what I'm doing, what they're doing. We're having an interchange of energy going back and forth. And especially when the audience is really into it and they're feeding you energy, it just makes you even greater.
Great. David, what is your ultimate goal with your upcoming show?
I want people to be interested in many different eras of music, from the pre-20th century to the post-20th century. I want to break down the silos of genre and medium and interest. Maybe that's too ambitious, but I don't think it's unreasonable.
No. And I've got a question that I want to ask each of you. I am always I love to be on stage. Anyone who knows me knows that. But I also love the experience of being in the audience. And Ruthie, I'd like to know something that inspired you in the last week, whether it be something you read, something you saw on TV, a piece of music you heard, something that inspired you.
Oh, wow. That's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I'll tell you, I wasn't this week, but when I saw you and I was with you and Danny, that was so inspirational to me with how you have forged ahead from the time you left home and followed your pathway. It's an inspiration to me, and it just, it's not an everyday thought, but you know what? It's something that keeps you going. And I know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And I know that this is going to go where it's supposed to go because I'm the messenger, and God will make it happen if he deems it so.
Great, great. Linda, same question. Something that inspired you this past week.
Well, I'm unfortunately, locked into this grief thing. But I am in a bereavement group, and listening to other people's stories. I also take a writing class, and just listening to their challenges, to other people's things, makes me think, I'm okay, and it inspires me to keep going, because you wonder some days, right? How am I gonna go to tomorrow? How am I gonna do this? So,
that's great.
Yeah.
Deborah, same question.
I've been racking my brain to try and figure out what I was inspired by this week. Am I that shallow, really? I mean, it's been one thing after another. I have a shoulder injury I'm dealing with. So I guess I was inspired by the passion of my physical therapist. She's really, really good.
That's good.
It's true. She's good at her job, and it's a calling. And I'm getting surgery next month, and I'm inspired by just the preparation, just inspired by different music. Okay, I open myself up to different musics. There's so much music out there. Why narrow it down? As you know from my string theory show, kind of runs the gamut, right?
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that, David. I was recently listening to, I just Googled on my iTunes, Bill Evans Trio. Okay. And it was just stunning. And then just yesterday, actually, I found a video of, Brandy Carlisle with the estimable and one and only Joni Mitchell in her dotage, doing not the usual Both Sides Now, but they did I Can Drink a Case of You, and I just wept. So Joni Mitchell, thank you. That was inspiring.
Always.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Fleet, same question.
Well, music. If I hear a piece of music, and I'm sure all of you know this, when you hear a piece of music and it moves you, it's like I have to sing that. I have to. There's just something inside of you that just, it's like, and it's touching something within me that I have to express by singing it. So I would say music, hearing a new piece of music I've never heard before, it inspires me. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a new song. It's called Eternal Memory that I just heard. And it's like, oh my God, I have to put this in my show. I mean, it's a huge power ballad, and I love singing power ballads.
That's great. David, same question.
As crazy as it sounds, I actually find social media, for all of its problems, extremely inspiring because it gives everyone a voice. Everyone's in the same house, and there's bad to it, plenty, but then you find those unique voices. Oh, yeah. And I do that every day. I go on to all the socials. Who's saying something different? Who's saying something unique? And every day I'm surprised. Maybe annoyed, but still surprised, and sometimes it's even awesome.
That's great. Well, first of all, and this is just not a cliche, but I mean it, all of you inspire me. So thank you. As I said, and I really mean it, when I heard you, Linda, at the Signasium benefit, and I told you that night, you inspired me on so many levels that night. Deborah, you always inspire me. Fleet, David, you're the new kid on the block in my world. But you're going to inspire me too. And Ruthie, same thing. I'm going to give each of you a chance to have your final word today. It could be about anything that we spoke about that you want to build upon, anything that we didn't talk about that you wish we had, or just any final message you want to leave everyone with. I want to first of all thank our audience. You could have been anywhere for the last hour. The fact that you're here means a lot. And I know I speak for everyone here. We don't take it lightly. So thank you for showing up. And that's really what it's about. It's about showing up. It's about being present. It's about celebrating each other. If, what I would like all of you to do, including those of you on the show, leave a comment on the YouTube channel, hit the like button if you did indeed like today's show, and hit the share button. And if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. There's no cost. And we do this once a week. I also know that each of you have this little device. I saw a post this morning from someone. There have been, in the business, a lot of deaths this week. And someone wrote, "Oh my God, I just spoke with this guy 5 days ago." And he was posting on my page. And none of us are promised to tomorrow. So I want you all to go to your Facebook friends list, and the 6th name in the little 9 boxes, reach out with a phone call.
No.
Not an email message, not a text message, not a private inbox message, a phone call. And let that person know that they've made a difference in your life. I have a dear friend, Sean Monaker, and he says we're all in the same storm, but we're in different sized boats. And I always say, I don't care what size boat you're on, as long as you have a skipper by your side.
No.
I'm going to leave the screen, and Linda, I'm going to turn it over to you. And when you finish, you will pick the next person, and so on. Linda, it's all yours.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you so much, Richard, for inviting me to be on your beautiful show. And I think if I were going to say one thing to leave out there in the ethers, that would be to be present, as Richard said a lot of things I was thinking, and be kind, and go out there and kiss the people you love. So, and I'm going to turn it over to Deborah because I see she has one of those things right in front of her that she loves.
Hi, thank you so much. Richard, it's always a joy. You are an inspiration. I've known you for years, and you've always been supportive and very loving, and I appreciate it. I'm not sure if everybody's on the same page with this, but I, for one, am very disturbed about what's going on in the world. So I make an effort to do something about it. A couple times a week, we go to a couple of protests. Reach out and do what you can, because sitting on your thumbs is not going to do anything. And that also opens you up to meeting other people that are of similar mind. And it's a powerful thing to put that energy together. So push the love forward, but do something. And I'm going to give it over to Prince Fleet Easton.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Richard, for inviting me to be on your show. And thank you for bringing me into your world. I am not necessarily a cabaret singer, but I have done it. But you all have embraced me and made me feel so welcome in a world that sometimes doesn't make me feel welcome. And I love being a part of all this, and thank you so much for everything. And my wonderful Ruthie Darling, the Princess of Rhymes, and congratulations on you, David, for your upcoming show. So now I'm going to put it over to David, so we'll have Ruthie go last.
All right. Thank you so much, Richard. The show is great. I'm so glad to be a part of this community. It's so welcoming. Thank you to Michael Kirk-Lane and Yaz Fukuoka. Thank you to all of you on this show. How wonderful, passionate, intelligent, creative, driven. It would be a lie to say that we are not in dark times now. How to deal with that. Everyone has their own plans. Mine is find the wonder in the world and grab them close and don't let them go. I'll leave it to you, Ruthie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Richard, and everybody for us being together on this show. This is an early birthday present for me, so happy birthday to me. And I just, you know what? Like I said before, I want to spread the love. I want to pay it forward. And love conquers hate. I'm doing everything that I can in my own little way to spread the love. And I guess that really says it all. Thanks again.
I got a lot to learn. Well, it's not like I'm trying not to learn. Since this is the perfect spot to learn, teach me tonight. Starting with the ABC of it, right down to the XYZ of it. Help me solve the mystery of it, and teach me tonight. The sky's a blackboard high above you, and if a shooting star goes by, I'll use that star to write I love you 1,000 times across the sky. But one thing is very clear, my love. Should the teacher stand so near, my love, graduation's almost here, my love. So teach me tonight. Teach, Tracy. Almost here, my love. Come on.